everybody, and how are you doing today? I hope everybody is having a wonderful day today, and I hope you are good and everything is going well and everything is fabulous in your life, and you know, it's all butterflies and lollipops and I mean, yeah, right. But anyway, you know what I'm trying to say. At least I'm making you laugh. At least I hope I'm making you laugh. So anyway, so yeah, pull up a drink, you know, pull you out a cup of coffee, you know, a little cup, a little something, because today, guys, we're going to be going over my top 2021 favorites, or the ones that I loved at my top list last year. You know, what was my top foundation, what was my top, you know, powder, all of that, and see where I'm still at with those. See if am I still using those? Am I still enjoying those? Do I still love those? So anyway, if you want to hear what my top 21 favorites were, which I think you would, because when we start actually going over 2022, you might want to know as like a recap. So anyway, if you want to know my recap, then stick around and let's do it together. So first off, we're going into primer. And my favorite last year was the Lisa Eldridge. This is the Elevated Glow. It's part of her Seamless Skin line, and I have this in Solar Light. And if it tells you that I'm still using this product, this is my third one. So yeah, she's still a favorite, especially this time of year. I absolutely love this product. It is so juicy and so delectable and so amazing. And you know, spoiler alert, we're just gonna go ahead and throw it out there. This was my favorite highlighter last year too, other than the Jeffree Star, the compact, the Sacred Glass. That was my second, but this is just a favorite all the way around. It's great as primer. It's great as highlight over top of it. It's great to mix with the foundation, especially this time of year. If you're dry, it just really plumps up the skin. It makes the skin look really beautiful. If you have not checked this product out, I mean, I would definitely give it a shot, because you may really love it, especially if there's certain primers you don't like. It doesn't make the skin look too glowy. It doesn't make it look too over highlighted, and it doesn't have a lot of like sparkle to it. So it's not like glitter or anything like that. It just makes your skin look really beautiful and healthy, and it looks really beautiful by itself. So this is definitely still a favorite, and it's definitely still out there, and it definitely is still in, probably will be in my 2022 for sure, because I just love it, and it's just such a great product. My favorite foundation of the year was, a lot of people thought it was going to be the Lisa Eldridge foundation. And then I think I forgot what the other one was, but there was another one they thought it was going to be, but it turned out to be the Tom Ford Stick Foundation. This foundation is so good. And it's stinking expensive. Of course, I did pick it up at the company store, the Estee Lauder company store, and I did get a little bit cheaper than actually buying it in the store, but it is such a beautiful stick. Now, the question is, do I still use it? Yes, I do. I still use it. I don't use it as much though, because there was so many foundation launches this year. Some of my older ones got kind of pushed back a little bit. So I really do hate that, because this is a really, really beautiful stick. It's just so thick and creamy, but yet it blends really thinly, and it gives this beautiful seamless look to the skin. It makes the skin, it's like a good medium coverage. It gives a beautiful radiance, but it's satin, but it stays on all day. Such a good product. I just have not been using it as much, but I really do love it, because Max Factor Stick Foundation is one of my favorite foundations ever. And I just love it because it's in a stick, it's dewy, it's great, and it's kind of old school, and that's what I love about this one too. It just gives me that reminiscence of old school, but it's such a good product. I will definitely have to start using this more, especially in the winter. This is great in the winter, but it does really good in the summer too. I have this in the shade 7.2. It is a really beautiful color. It's a little, it still blends really well into my skin. It's not, my hands are a lot lighter than my body, but it's just a really beautiful product. It makes your skin look great. So if you ever check this out, it might be something you might want to check out, but I still do love it. I just have not picked it up as much, and I definitely need to get back into that, because I do enjoy this. So next up, we have concealer. So last year, it was my Tarte Creaseless Concealer was my number 2, because I used this particular product more. So I had to kind of put it as number 1, because I use it with like everything. And that is the Chanel Color Corrector in Rose. I love this color because it's so great to mix with a darker concealer or something to make it a little bit brighter or a little bit lighter. I've been through 3 of these. This is number 3, and you can tell that she's getting down there. But now that I have the Sublimage concealer. It is in a similar shade to this one because I got a very light shade so I can mix it with a darker concealer. And they're very, not the same, but a little bit different. So this one's been sitting a little bit on the side. I haven't been using her as much since the Sublimage came out. I've been really using that one a lot more, which I really do enjoy. But this is a really beautiful concealer. It's great to mix with something. Alone by itself, I wouldn't say that I enjoy it by itself. It has to be mixed something for me. But that's why I've used it so much and why I love it so much, because it is a great mixing concealer. But they have them in different colors, but this one's just my favorite because I just like it because it's like got a little bit of pink in it, but it's a really brightening concealer and I really do love it. I still do love it. I'm just not using it as much anymore. I have so many other concealers like the Beautiful Skin that I love now. I still love my Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I actually got it in a lighter shade too, so now I mix it with the darker one if I want it because it's a little bit more dewy. This one's a little bit more of a matte finish, so it's still not like a really radiant finish to me, which I prefer more of a radiant. Will I buy another one of these? I don't know. I'm almost out of it. As you can see, it's like it's getting very low, so I don't know if I'm going to get it again or not. This is my third one, so I don't know. We'll have to think about it, but now that I've got the Sublimage, I may not need this one anymore, but it is a great concealer and a corrector, and I've really enjoyed it, so there's nothing wrong with it. I just haven't picked it up as much. Now we are going into a product that has sadly been discontinued. It is being reformulated though. It is not being completely phased out, but it's being reformulated, and that is the Dior Powder No Powder. So Dior is going through a major overhaul. They've really went through almost all of their products already and have discontinued them and brought out new ones because they're making everything all natural. And so the Dior Backstage No Powder is no different. They are reformulating this. I think the foundation's being reformulated as well, but it is hard to find right now. So, but it is such an amazing powder, and this powder was my #1 powder last year. I still do reach for this one. Again, I've had a lot more powders this year that I've really enjoyed, that I'm really enjoying, and we will get into that when I get into powders for 2022. But I do really love this powder. I still pick it up once in a while. It is a great powder, especially if you use it with a puff and press it into the skin. I'm going to be very interested to see what Dior does with the newer version when they do come out with it, when they reformulate it. It will be very interesting. But I do love this powder. I have this in 2 shades. I have this in 3N and 4N. These last forever. A little bit of this goes a long way because it looks like skin. It doesn't really look like powder. And if you're dry, that's another reason why I really enjoy this. But I do still love it. I just don't pick it up as much. But I do enjoy it, and it is a great powder. These were my top blushes last year. You guys are going to laugh. So if you guys have not watched my 2021, I will try my best to throw it up here, but some of these I'll try to throw up above me if I can remember. But so these were my favorite blushes last year, and they were from ColourPop. Out of all the blushes that I got last year, because last year is when I first started my channel, and I didn't have any color at all, and I was really starting to build up my color, and so I got a lot of new blushes. Well, these two were my favorite, and that was the Powder Puff Girl collection. Absolutely love it. The Fighting Crime and Saving the World. And you guys are going to laugh, but they're still some of my favorite blushes. I just absolutely love them. I have a little bit of this one on. This is the Fighting Crime. I have a little bit of it on right now. And they still have them on ColourPop. They're still there. And they're like $8. They're like $8 for these blushes. But the other one is a coral one, so she's a little bit more peachy. They're just the most beautiful, matte, pretty blushes. And I've seen other influencers use them too in TikToks and stuff. And I'm like, wow, they still using those because they're just such good blushes. I don't know what ColourPop did to this formula, but they're just so beautiful, and they're just such a great color. Like, this is just a really beautiful color. It looks really scary, but then when you put it on the skin, it just looks so pretty, and it's like a really pretty matte, but it gives a really beautiful flush. The coral is the same. It's just a little bit more, it's just more peachy, but they're just great, and I still do use these. I don't use them all the time, but I really do enjoy them, and I still do use them. So they are still like kind of top blushes up there in my blush category, and I still really do enjoy them. So now I just want to go over my top loose powder because we went over pressed. That was a pressed powder. I should have mentioned that earlier and I forgot. I'm sorry. So sorry about that. But my top loose powder of last year was the Huda Beauty. This is the Easy Bake Loose Powder. And then I also have this one. This one's in this is in Cherry Blossom Cake and this one's in Cupcake. I absolutely love both of these powders. This one just got a little more pink in it, so it's a little bit more brightening. This one has a little bit of a radiance to it, believe it or not, too. But some people don't like these because of the smell, but most people love them. And if you're an oilier skin, they are absolutely a must-have because they make your skin look amazing. Now, even though I'm very, very dry, I still really enjoy these because they do make your skin look absolutely flawless and make it look super perfect. And it's a great powder for either normal dry and oily. You just have to be careful with it when you're dry. You don't want to go overboard with it, but it is a great, beautiful loose powder. And it's still my top. I still use this one, especially all the time now. Since this one's come out this color, I've kind of, the Cupcake's taken a little bit of a back seat, but I do, yeah, I love this one. It's great. And I have been using it a lot. I really do enjoy it. And eventually I will probably have to get a bigger one, but right now I'm great because I did love the Givenchy powder as well. It's a great powder as well, but I really love this powder. It's still one of my favorites. Even after all of those powders and stuff I've tried out this year, it's still one of my favorites. So next up, last year bronzer was it was a no guess because when I got this bronzer I fell in love with it. So it is the Gucci bronzer and I have this in 04. It's the Eclat Soleil. Oh my god, you guys, this bronzer is so beautiful. The packaging is just so beautiful. Most of the Gucci products are exquisite. Like, I mean, the powder is exquisite, the blushes are exquisite. There's a lot of things in Gucci that are great. Even some of their lipsticks are really good too. But I have to say that this bronzer is still really beautiful. I do reach for it. Again, I don't reach for it as much because we had such a flux of bronzers that came out this year. A lot of cream products came out this year. So some of the bronzers did take a little bit of a back seat, so they didn't get as much of a front seat as they did the previous year. But I absolutely love this bronzer. It is still a really good bronzer. I still do enjoy using it. I just don't reach for it all the time. I try to circulate as much as I can, especially because at work I don't normally wear like this. I don't wear like eyes and all that kind of sort of stuff, but I do complexion. And I do try to wear my bronzers and try to switch them out quite frequently. But I do still love it. It is a really good bronzer. It is definitely one that I still recommend. I don't know what my bronzer is going to be this year, though. We'll have to see when I get ready to do my ranking. But anyway, but I do still love this one, too. Okay, so my favorite eyeshadow palette last year actually came in, I think it was like in September or October. It was one of those that was just, I don't know what hit me by surprise, and I absolutely fell in love with it and loved it. And that was the Pat McGrath. This is the Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful color story. Absolutely stunning. I did not pick up the one this year because, sadly to say, guys, I did not pick this up at all throughout the year. I think I finally picked it up maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I added a shimmer over top of another one. I have not touched this since like probably December or January of last year because there was such a flux of eyeshadow palettes or, you know, things going on that I just never picked it back up again. It's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's a beautiful palette. I just didn't pick it back up again. But it is really beautiful. I love the packaging. I love the way it is. That's one of the reasons why I didn't pick up the Mothership this year. And it was a little bit more colorful, which I like. But I just, you know, I'm kind of a little bit with Pat's products. I've taken a little bit of a backseat for me. I'm not as crazy about her stuff and her launches lately, hence the new Star Wars collection getting ready to come out, and it's beautiful packaging. It looks beautiful, but I don't know. It's just something about Pat's stuff lately. Her couple launches have not really excited me, but I do love this palette. It's a beautiful palette. If you have it, you know, and you love it, please let me know down below, but I really do enjoy it. It is great, and it's a beautiful formula. It's still her beautiful formula, and she has some really beautiful foils in here. This particular shade right here is my favorite. Right here, I love this shade. This shade is just so pretty. It's just something about it on the skin. It just looks gorgeous. And I mean, the browns in here are really beautiful. It's a beautiful palette overall. I just haven't picked it up. Okay, so last year, my favorite brows was the Charlotte Tilbury brows. The brow lift, the brow cheat, and then the brow fix, and then there's legendary brows. So I have all of them. So that was my favorite brow kits. I still have it on. I have it on right now. This is still my favorite brow pencil. I didn't get a lot of brows this year. I think the only one that I can really off the top of my head, I think I got Gwen Stefani, her brand, the Give brand. I got hers, which is very similar to this. But I just love their Charlotte Tilbury's brows. So the answer to the question is, am I still using it or not? I mean, it's obvious. I'm still using them. I absolutely love them. I have made a little bit more of a vow this past year not to really wear a lot of brow because I don't have brows. I just got kind of tired of doing them because this job right here probably takes, it's a 30-minute job. I think this took me about 35 minutes to do just these brows alone. So it takes a long time to do them. And, when you're in a hurry, you just don't have a lot of time to do it. I'm sitting down trying to do videos. It just takes more time to do them. And so I just haven't done a lot of brows this year. But with that said, the Charlotte Tilbury's are top notch. If you're looking for good brow products, I definitely would give them a shout out. She had this one. This one is this one's the brow lift, and it's a little bit more of one of those that's kind of like angular, and it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more not creamy, but a little bit more. It's got a wax base to it. This is what I have on now, and then I have the brow fix over top of it, which is a clear, and then there's the brow lift, which is a little bit more thinner. I'm sorry, the brow cheat that is a little bit more thinner pencil, and you can do it in little strokes with it, and it's really good too. I didn't use it today, but this is what I have on it. I absolutely love it. So yes, I still recommend these. I still use it. It's still some of my favorite brow products. So next up is mascara. So this mascara is still, it's not the top one of 2022, but it's second to 2022. It's still my second. Then I have like two or three, four more that are like in my top 5 this year. Cause there wasn't a ton of mascaras that came out this year, but there was some that I really did enjoy. And I loved my Lancome family. I rediscovered it again and started wearing a lot of the Lancomes again. But my number one last year was the Armani Eyes to Kill mascara, lengthening mascara. I absolutely love this mascara. Unfortunately, it's been out of stock for a while. What's going on, Armani? No, I know what's going on. Armani is part of the L'Oreal brand. A lot of the L'Oreal brands are just like Dior and Chanel. They're going more natural, so they are rephasing out some stuff and reformulating things. So it'll be interesting to see when this comes back out, what the reformulation is going to be. But this is an amazing mascara. And you can get the mini still for some reason, and you can't get the large size of it. But this is such a good mascara. It's so thick. It's so voluminous. It's just so beautiful. It's so rich. It's just a great mascara. It stays on well all day. It's not waterproof, but it's not transfer resistant. It won't come off. It stays on really well. It comes off very easily with makeup remover. It's just a great mascara, and still enjoying it. Still one of my favorites. Still use it quite often. Absolutely love it. And then next we're going to be talking about lips. And lips take a little bit of a, they're all three of these lips are so good. And then last year I didn't really do a lip video, but I kind of made it known what my favorite lips were. I think it was in my last video, I kind of made it known on what my lips kind of favorite were. So, if you guys didn't watch my Sephora favorite video, you know that I love Dior. Dior is my favorite lipsticks of all. I just love them. I love the lipsticks. I love the lip glosses. I love the lip balms. I love everything about them. If you're going to lip oils, whatever, if you want to buy lips and you're in Sephora, Dior is the place to go. YSL has some pretty ones. I'm not crazy about Charlotte Tilbury, not crazy about Bobbi Brown, not crazy about, there's quite a few of them that I'm not crazy about. Some of the Lancomes I enjoy, I really like those too, but there's not a ton of lipsticks in Sephora that I'm crazy about, that I'm head over heels with, but I love the Dior formula, and it's so good. So Dior is one of them, and they're all tied together, so there's nobody better than the other, but I just love all of these. Christian Audette is one of my favorite lipsticks. This is in Sea Suit. This is just one of their, because I have a collection of all of them. This is the best formula. Stays on all day. It's like a matte suede formula, but they're hydrating, but yet they stay on all day. They're just so good. Such a beautiful lipstick. It's really awesome. And then the Lisa Eldridge. Lisa Eldridge's lipsticks, so exquisite, so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. The velvets and the lucents are both beautiful. The lucents are a little bit more not transparent, but they're more sheer, they're more glossy, they have more moisture to them, where the velvets have moisture, but they're a little bit more of a matte. Absolutely stunning lipsticks, great lip liners, just really beautiful. Christian Audette lip liners are amazing. They stay on, they're all waterproof as well. The Dior lip liners are the same too. Dior lip liners you just can't get at Sephora. You can only get them in the department stores. So you can get like Neiman's and Nordstrom's and Dillard's and all of that. You can get them there. But they're just great lip liners too. They're all three formulas, and Audette, Dior, and Elisa are all waterproof and all amazing lip liners. So again, they are my top lip liners as well. I do have a few, maybe one or two new ones that I've tried this year that I've enjoyed, but they're still my favorite formula. They are still the best. So I'm still using these. So really, to be all in all honest, guys, just, sorry, I had to set that down just for a minute. All in all honesty, there's not been a ton of stuff that super changed since last year. I mean, there was a lot of foundations. The foundations are going to be my most confusing, because that was going to be the hardest to figure out which one I love the best. So I have to really take into consideration how much I actually wore it to work, what I did with it, I mean, how long it lasted, I mean, all that kind of stuff. We have to take that into consideration. The same thing with, like, you know, powders and things like that, you know, what I really enjoyed as far as loose goes, which, you know, who knows, Huda may still be in the top. I mean, I think it is, because I still use it quite a bit. So I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what my 2022 is, but you can see that there's quite a bit of these that I still use. So when I get makeup though, guys, I use it. Like, it's not something I just discharge. I use it one time and then I throw it in a pile. When I get makeup and I spend money on it, because I'm spending my money on this usually. It's not money that's given to me. It's not money that, you know, it's money that I earned that I'm spending, so I can talk to you guys about it, so you can understand makeup and whether I enjoy it or not, or whether you want my opinion on it, on how I feel about it, whether it's going to work for you or not. You know, that's just why I do this. This is the reason why I love this. But I use the stuff that I do. The stuff that I don't use, I get rid of. I do a declutter. I've only done one on film, but I do them all the time, little bits at a time, because I just can't. I've only got a small space. As you can see here, I'm like, this is my wall, my back wall up against my closet, and my bed is over here. I don't have very much room. This is it. This is all I have. So I have to make do with the space. So I have one drawer for palettes. I have one drawer for miscellaneous, and then everything else is put together. So in the future, we'll have to see what my backdrops are going to look like, because I'm thinking about getting some more containers and stuff to put things in, you know, more the kind of like the put all my palettes in more organizers. So you have to let me know down below too what you think. I mean, because if you've seen any of my past videos, you know, especially in spring and summer, do you still like the flowers? Do you like the greenery? Do you like the backdrops more? Or do you want to see organizers with makeup in them? I know a lot of people have organizers in their background and their backdrop, and I guess a lot of people like that. I just want to know what you guys think. I mean, do you want to see that? Would you like to have that in my backdrop? Or do you like the idea that I put plants and flowers and I do different things with it and just little things here and there and make it just a little bit more, I don't know, try to make it a little bit more homey and not so makeup-y? You'll have to let me know down below. But anyway, that's where we're kind of headed in 2023. So you know that I still use a lot of these products. I still love them. And then there's some that are not as loved as they were before. But anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. You know, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you are new to my channel and you enjoyed this kind of content. I would love to have you. We would love to have you as a family. Love to have you here. If you didn't like the video, I'm sorry about it, but if you made it this far, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. And, you know, and with that said, guys, be safe, be strong, be proud, stand tall, love yourself. Remember to tell somebody that you love them today, because life is way too short. Remember to be kind to someone, because kindness goes off a long way. And remember to take a little joy, a little life, laugh a little, enjoy your life a little, because, you know, like I said, life is way too short. So anyway, take care, and we will see you again later. Peace out. Mwah.